All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to do something different today. I have a guest, my colleague and dear friend, Darlene Chadbourne. Some of you will recognize her because her and I tend to do the year ahead. She does the numerology, I do the astrology. That comes out in November every year, so keep an eye out for that. Today, I have invited Darlene to talk to me about Stargates because I know numerologically July has 3 Stargates in it, and it's really special that that's all we have this month, this whole year. Darlene's going to talk about that with us. I'll ask questions, and if you have questions, put them in the comments below because I'm the only one who answers those things. So I can always ask Darlene a question if I can't answer it. So put those questions below and your comments and all of those things. So Darlene's going to fill us in on what it is that we can, what they are, what the Stargates are, how we figure them out, what they come from, right? And any of the other things that go with it. So numerology, sacred geometry. And if it gets too woo-woo, I will ask her questions because I like things. I want to be able to, you know me, Darlene. I always love to, I do my best. Sometimes I get way too terminology in the astrology, but I'll always say, but this is what you can do with it. So you will use some words in your genre, but you're also going to tell us what it means. So yeah. All right.
I love to be here, Dorothy. Thank you. You and I always have fun at these things.
I know, it's wonderful.
And I agree that explaining things and bringing them down to easy to understand terms are the best way to go, because the simpler we can make it, the easier it is to put it into effect.
Right.
And so we use a lot of terms that sort of come off the tip of our tongue, and Stargate is one of them, portals, another one. And in astrology, you have eclipses. And what's an eclipse but an alignment?
Yes.
And when things line up in a certain way, and they're all in order in that line, that's a portal, that's an energy opportunity. So all it is energy is lined up so we can take advantage of that point in time, because it doesn't happen that often. And so every year we have one of these months, at least one, and sometimes we have 2 months within a year. But in numerology, the belief is that the month, the day, and the year, when they are the same number. And so for our big example, this week is the first one. July is the 7th month. Okay. Yep. But the year is the 7. You add the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 3, you have 7. So the year's a 7, the month's a 7, and which days this month do we have 7? So the 7th, which is Friday.
Yeah.
That is our first one of this year. And think about it, the 16th, if you add the 1 and the 6 together, that's a 7. So that's another Stargate portal alignment energy. And then the next one in the month is the 25th. So it only happens in July this year. Next year, it'll happen in August with the 8s, because the year will be an 8, August is an 8, and then we'll pick on the 8 days. Right. So think of the word align, because my biggest thing that I like to promote is us being aligned with the heaven and the earth, and our Kundalini line, our chakra line being so lined up that we're flowing with lots of energy. I get goosebumps just talking about that. Perfect. So with that, another example of alignment is, when you get these things that you order in the mail, and then you get them, they come in a package, and oh my gosh, they're all in parts, and you have to put them together Well, you get this piece and you get that piece, and
Yeah.
then there's holes that in order to get that screw through and connect it, you have to align it. So
Yeah.
that's what these are. They're alignments.
That's a
And
great example, because I mean, I have these little shelves here I got from a company. And let me tell you, when you put those screws in, if they don't go in straight and they go in at an angle, it makes it harder. Things aren't, they don't stay settled, they back out. It's like, yeah. So what a great example of getting into alignment. That's my hashtag, align with nature. I created that hashtag a couple years ago, and that's align with nature. It's on all my, because it's so important. I mean, yeah. Awesome.
So that's what this is
Okay.
about. There's an unusual phenomena. And
Mhm.
what's a phenomena? It's something different,
Yeah.
something that doesn't show up all the time.
Yeah.
So we have this unusual phenomena this month. And I am really pointing it out to a lot of different places, a lot of different groups. So everybody can get on the same page.
Mm.
And right now we need to work with oneness, where there's too much separation in the world. And
Mhm.
so what I have been pushed to do is install labyrinths this year. And the labyrinth that I like to use is called a 7-circuit labyrinth. And I use it because it aligns with our 7 chakras.
Mhm.
Now, on 777, 716, 7, and 725, 7, I am going to invite people to walk the labyrinth at my house or any labyrinth they know of, any place, or
Mhm.
even doing a finger labyrinth with the labyrinth off the computer
Right.
at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So let's
Right.
bring those sevens together for more alignment.
Right.
And that what that does, it aligns our energy to what's going on in a numerological way.
Right. And that is for your own local time. So you don't have to be worried about what
Exactly.
my time zone is and your time zone. Just do it wherever you're listening. Just do it for your local time zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what's magical about that is it keeps going around the
Oh my
clock
God. I know.
because
Around the
it's
world.
going
Yeah. It's
24
beautiful.
hours. So anyway, so this is all fun. And I
Mhm.
work a lot with alignment in my work I do because aligning the temporary numbers with your blueprint numbers is
Yeah.
the way, those are those windows of opportunity.
Right.
So this is what we think of this as, a window of opportunity to be so aligned with
Yeah.
this particular energy.
Right.
So maybe we want to talk about what 7 is about. And
Yeah, I
what
was just going to
astrologer-
ask. It's like, okay, so yeah, when we have alignments astrologically and we could place them in our own blueprint, if you will, our own natal chart, we can see what my focus is. But the energy, the overall energy, which is like what I do here on YouTube, is just, we present how everybody can use it, no matter who you are, where you are, what's going on in the sky. And so on these 7-day portals, is that how I would call it, or stargates?
or stargates or alignments.
Or alignments, any of those words work. So yeah, what will we be honing in on? What would be a great thing for us to hone in on personally for those 7s? Yeah.
Well, 1, rest and relaxation is
Ooh,
the
I like
7th
that.
energy.
I need
And
some help with that. I'm always working.
I know we're both workaholics, aren't we? But with that rest and relaxation, meditation comes
Yeah.
under 7 energy, the
Yeah.
metaphysical world, the spiritual world. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, education and learning comes under a 7 energy. So, for instance, okay, we're learning about labyrinths. Well, what do they do? And what are they like to be used as a tool? Because they're ancient. And in 7, it's the old, let me get this word right, philosophical
Yeah.
information
Right.
that we study, that has been in place for years, for eons, not just years, but eons of time, these long periods of time.
Yep.
And So 7 has always been honored. I mean, we see it in the biblical terms all the time.
Mhm.
The seventh son of somebody. Okay, 7
Right.
is a special number.
Yes.
And but that first labyrinth that is in the 7 circuit style
Mhm.
is the first place it was ever recorded in history is in Greece on the Isle of Crete.
Oh.
And it's sort of like before Christianity in the more the pagan times, you know, when
Mhm.
people like yourself loved nature
Yeah.
and worked with nature and watched how nature aligns with things.
Mhm.
Okay. And the trees, especially, are such an example of ourselves. We need to be rooted, we need to be connected to the heavens and the earth.
Yeah.
Well, earth vibrates to a number 7. You
Right. So
take
if
the
you,
letters
right. So you
in
take
the
the
earth,
letters. Yeah.
like your name. When we do
Mhm.
numerology, we take the letters in your name.
Mhm.
Well, earth is a 25. All the letters add up to 25/7.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, when you look at the word earth, take the H from the end and put it in the beginning.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
have heart.
heart. Yeah.
Heart is a 25/7.
Nice. All right. It's
The
very heart
word,
centered, huh?
right, the
Yeah.
word align is a 25/7.
Is it really? I
It
didn't know
is.
that. That's
I
wonderful.
didn't either until yesterday it came to me. Figure
Yeah.
out the numerology of it. I do that often with words because it gives
Yeah.
me an energy. So,
Nice.
but the other number, the other word that fascinates me is the word mother
Hmm.
is a 34/7. So Mother Earth, we're always calling her Mother Earth.
Right.
And so that's important. But those things that align and those
Mhm.
words that we pay attention to
Right.
help us with what that energy is.
So
Okay.
the reason I think, so the reason I'm gathering in this conversation that you're talking about certain words for people to kind of hone in on is because those also, you know, they match up, they vibrate with the number 7 because they add up to a 7. And those are, if so, if we hone in, we focus in on that, especially on these Stargate days, that will as well help us to get into alignment with whatever we need alignment for. And just to, and even if you're not working on a project or working on something that is difficult, it feels great to get into a meditation and get into alignment with your higher self, right? Feel grounded, but connect to the higher self. That just, it's a nice respite. It's like waking up from a good night's sleep, you
Yes.
know?
But on the other hand,
Mhm.
too, let's think about globally.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
If every one of us
Mhm.
thinks about that 7 energy
Mhm.
and is either walking a labyrinth or tracing a labyrinth
Yeah.
all at 7 a.m.,
Yeah.
think of the group consciousness
Yeah,
that
we
we
need it.
are affecting and the oneness that's happening
Yep.
besides just our own, but we are working
Terrific.
in a group together. I mean,
Right.
I love to teach to a group of people because
Yeah.
all the energies come together.
It's always so much fun. Yeah. It's been a
Yes,
while for me to teach in a in-person group session, but
right.
yeah, I know. Yeah. Darlene
But
teaches, by the way. You guys will, I'll have Darlene's contact info in the comment section below. So you guys can find her and email her and message her and get more info
yeah.
from her. But yeah, that's beautiful because that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's always ourself. We're one peg in the hole,
Yeah.
but then how do we connect with the whole? And this particular energy gives us a perfect excuse to
Yeah.
plug in all together
Yeah.
at a certain time of the day. And
Mm.
they have done these massive studies I've read about where they'll have a meditation at a certain time and they try to get, I think the last time I saw one of these big meditations go by was they wanted to get 144,000
Yeah.
people on at the same time to
Yeah.
raise the vibration.
Mhm.
And this helps the earth raise its
It
vibration.
does. It does. It helps, and we sure do need it. We're in a lot of turmoil, so things like this, there's always going to be light and dark, but yeah, we are really things are stirring up, and it's interesting too because this is beautiful energy, and this is all about the numbers. There's only one date here that aligns with something significant astrologically, and it's the one at the 16th because just a few days before and the day after, depending on what system of astrological a person uses, we have the lunar nodes shifting into the Aries Libra opposition from where they've been in the Taurus Scorpio for a year and a half. Now they're in Aries and Libra. And that will be July 16th and no, July 17th. And I believe it is July 12th and July 17th. So it's just a little difference in measurement and math, depending on what astrology system you use, but it's happening right around that one gate, the middle one. And so that's a shift into, like we've said, how things are so divided and diverse, and not
Right.
even in a positive way sometimes, but divided and separated. And this, it can help us to slowly over the next 18 months, bring things back into alignment in just, where they need to be now. But this
Right.
July timeframe with these 3 Stargates sounds like it's an opportunity for us just to do our part, if we choose to.
And stay out of the fear.
Right.
And let's concentrate on love energy and connected oneness. And, and we all have people in our lives that we like to work with. And I consider those our natural tribes, that we find people that we can work with, that we can associate with. Dorothy and I have been connected for so long, but we all have a network of people. And but not only a network of people, we all have a team of people from the other side, not people, spirits, energies, angels, ancestors. All those people are waiting for us to just ask for help, ask a question. They can't do anything for us.
I know. Yeah.
And I've been playing a lot with that lately, and it works. And I see synchronistic events in my life that show up because I took the time to say, gee, my higher self or spirit guides, please help me. And when I mentor people, I ask their higher self and spirit guides to work with me to give them the best results for what they need right now. So it's all about alignment, because
it is.
We've been raised to realize that we're just this planet, and we're just this person on this planet standing here all alone, or in the herd. But we have power if we align with that outer world, that spiritual world, and that gives us more completeness of who we are.
And it gives us purpose, because life, life in and of itself, I was reading some articles this morning, and I have a few things that I really gathered from it. One thing was life in and of itself has no meaning, just generally speaking. Us as individuals, the person is the one that gives it meaning. So individually we give it meaning. Life in and of itself just exists because it exists, but the meaning behind it is what we put into it. So I thought that was just like, wow, that's profound.
Exactly. Well, it's the soul energy. I mean, that's the alive part in us. You look in somebody's eyes, you're looking at their soul. And that's the part that's animated. That's the part that makes us keep going, that makes us exist. And that's where we find the magic of the reason we're here. I mean, I know in numerology, I have a soul number, that I can tell, okay, your soul's come in for this purpose, and these are all the gifts you brought with you. And so because
we can see that astrologically when
I know
you see the placement of a number of different things. You can see why the soul is here, the general purpose, not complete specifics, but you're here to fulfill this purpose. It doesn't, and whoever else is there. Yeah, you can see that too. So the soul number and like the natal lunar nodes are really significant in what your life purpose is,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the similarity,
Mhm.
similar numerology and astrology.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, astrology is much more complicated. Dorothy has the hard job.
Yeah.
Numerology is easier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Some people think it's nice and easy because there's a lot of
no,
apps out there, but let me
no,
tell you,
no.
you start putting it
I've
together.
taken a lot of classes from you, Dorothy,
Mm.
and I'm just over the years beginning to say, oh yeah, this is this and that's
I
that.
know what that means.
And
Yeah.
I finally remember to buy my little book you've got there every year.
I use this one. Yeah. I want to create one of my own, but I don't know how. It's too
Yeah.
much work. This one
Every
right
year.
here. It's Llewellyn. It's a great book. It's fabulous. It's
I'd love to see yours because I love your descriptions. You use the best, simplest descriptions of
Yeah.
things, and you bring it down to that great understanding that we need because
Yeah.
we're not accustomed to it,
Yeah. The shorts. I do a lot. I've been doing YouTube shorts since January of 2023. Something every day. It's only 60 seconds. So yeah, you got to get real precise. And then of course I do the longer stuff over on Patreon and etc. A little plug to come join me there. It's a membership platform. But yeah. So
Yeah.
awesome, Darlene. Any last
Well, they can go to my website and sign up for my newsletter.
yes,
And
please do that, guys.
when I'm doing classes, I've sort of neglected Zoom a little bit because I was so excited to have people in person lately. But I have a whole new curriculum I'm starting. I'm working on this month to start doing Zoom classes again. So
Terrific.
wherever anybody is.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. So just get on our newsletter and Darlene and I, we're not like big funnel marketers, meaning if you sign up for our newsletter, you're going to get the newsletter. The only confirmation you're going to get, the only automatic email you'll get from me is just saying, are you sure? Confirming you want to join my newsletter. You must okay that, or you just sit in a folder and I don't get to send you emails. But that's it. I send something out twice a month. That's it. Darlene, you do about once a month, maybe even a little longer than that in between.
Yes, I'm not that consistent. So I get to send out a newsletter when something's going on. I've got something to talk about.
There you go.
Or it may be once a month. It may be every 2 months.
Right. But it's good content when Darlene sends things out. She fills us in on classes and all those different things. Well, awesome, Darlene. Thank you so much for being here. And a couple words, I want to finalize a couple words that, again, I was just reading some stuff before we started this morning. And I love this because, again, I didn't know you were going to talk about alignment. I figured you would, but not so much. And here's just 6 words that I got out of this article. It's like, don't push, magnetize. I always talk about that in my most recent videos. I'm like, if this isn't a great day, this is going to be a difficult day. And if you are feeling the difficulties of the day, don't push. But then I read this article. It's like, don't push, magnetize. I'm like, perfect. All right. Don't push, magnetize. Don't hustle, align. Because we're told, you and I both have Capricorn moons. We know we're always working. I'm always pushing. I'm always working. I love my job. It's not a complaint. But there are times when I should stop and I don't. I should be vacationing today, but whatever. I love this. So here I am. So I hustle and I push and I work hard. And over the last, year or so, I've realized it's like, nah, I'm not going to push this. If I'm having a bad day and I can stop doing something that isn't working, I stop. So this was fabulous.
And get out in nature.
And I get out. That's what I do. I go for my walk and I feel that oneness with the world.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
The other word I want to add to your list is allow.
Allow. That's right.
Get
of course.
out of the way and allow. Okay.
I just put a big newsletter out. I just put a big broadcast out recently too about Venus retrograde, because that's where all the stresses came from.
Beautiful. I read that. I love that.
I did a written forecast. It's on my blog, and I did it's here on YouTube as well. So you should listen to one and read the other, because they both have content that I don't read the blog as my
Mhm.
video on YouTube. I don't read it. I see people do that. I'm like, nah, new information channels through when I start talking. So
Exactly. That's
yeah.
for me too. I do better talking than writing. Oh,
Yeah, both of them. It's
thank
good.
you for this
Awesome.
opportunity, Dorothy.
You're welcome. And thank you everybody for watching. And yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and share, and reach out to Darlene. And I will see you guys again next time. Blessings, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.